So I'm the Executive Director. I started the company almost 20 years ago, so just over 19 years ago. Probably, like many people, had the idea that I could do something better than what I was doing at the time, and a bit of that entrepreneurial spirit, and so left a good job, a well-paying job, all the security that goes with that, and went out on my own and chose to do my own thing. So over almost 20 years, I've worked with around about 180 different organisations. We're an organisation that works with a really broad range of different clients to help them improve their business in a multitude of different ways. So whether it's sales, customer service, leadership, teamwork, organisational culture, we work with those clients using our capability around people and process. So it's really about how we build the people capability, so the knowledge and skills, confidence, etc., as well as the processes to be able to get the right performance outcomes. Ordinarily, we think about culture and performance as really being within the individual themselves and their own skills, their capability, their motivation, etc. But my approach is to take that, but also really think about culture and performance from a process point of view. So I think about what are the fundamental ingredients to charting the path of culture and performance, and that's how I developed a model called the 5 Needs of Performance, or the Performance Formula, which is really about how we set clear expectations for people, how we develop their capability, build their motivation, provide feedback, and create the right opportunity for them to succeed. So in terms of what I've seen happen in the franchise industry over the past 20 years or so, I've seen a real progression from what was the term we used traditionally, which is an operator, that is someone who bought into a franchise model and they operated the franchise model, to very much today franchise owners who are genuine business owners and who are entrepreneurs in their own right, but work within the boundaries of a franchise system. So it's really about the franchise operator being a genuine business owner and entrepreneur and really looking to grow the value in their business. So how they grow value in all of the transactions they have through their customers, how they grow value in the relationships that they have with their customers, and how they grow value in the brand as well. Yeah, it's a really good question about that match between candidates, whether in the franchising world or as a management candidate for the business, and how you actually identify what's right for the business as well. Well, how can we actually extrapolate? How can we identify some of those characteristics in a candidate for the franchise? And so that was where the profiler was really born. So through that, we're trying to identify 3 key things. We're trying to identify cultural fit first up, which is so important because you want to find that the person that you're in partnership with, which is really what the franchise relationship is about, you want to find that that person is the right cultural fit. So do they have the same value set as you? And so we look at the values that Total Tools have, and we try to identify if the candidate is the right fit with that. So that's the first one, cultural values or cultural fit. The second one is really about, are they right for a franchised business? And so we have a number of questions through the profiling tool to try and get some insight into, are they a good fit for an environment where there are some constraints, because business owners and entrepreneurs generally are fairly loose and sometimes wild with how they approach things and the decisions that they make and the level of risks that they'll take and so forth. And so we need to be able to work with someone who can work within the boundaries of a franchise relationship. So that's really important that we test that. And the third part really is that we need to look at their operational competencies of the franchise candidate as well. So, what's their experience in marketing, for example, in managing people, in leadership, in financial management and so forth. And I should add too that the profiling tool, which people complete online, is not the be-all and end-all of the assessment process by any means. There are a number of avenues or a number of processes that the team at Total Tools work through when they look at a franchise candidate. This is one element of it that helps, I guess, inform their decision, but is really important also from a developmental point of view. So they get data from that, they get information from that profiling tool to get a sense of, well, if we work with this person, if they become a franchisee, how do we help them to be successful business owners? So what areas do we need to develop in terms of competencies and so forth? I think that's a really good question about, what would be the things to consider as a new franchise candidate. I think probably the most important thing from my experience is that you're realistic about the relationship. I think if you're looking for perfection in a franchisor, you're kidding yourself, because if you think about it, there's probably no aspect in life that's perfection. So when we talk about the profiling tool that we use with Total Tools, we're really looking for three different aspects. One is the cultural fit, so to make sure they're the right fit with Total Tools. Is this someone who is going to be the right partner with Total Tools? The second aspect is really, is this someone who's capable of being a franchisee? Are they the right fit for working within the boundaries of a franchise system? And not everyone is. For some people, that presents constraints that they're not willing to work to. So someone coming into the business has to be open to being the entrepreneur that they are and the business owner that they are, but work within the constraints of that. And the third part is really the ability to demonstrate operational competency. So the ability to manage finance and people, be able to manage marketing and so forth. So it's really the totality of those three areas that we look to with new franchise candidates through the profiling tool to see if they're going to be the right fit. Because at the end of the day, franchising is a relationship. It's not about the franchisor in total. It's not about the franchisee in total. It's really about how they work together to achieve an outcome. So that's why that fit is so important.